Faith is the foundation of our existence on this earth. Without faith, we cannot live even a single minute. For example, at home, our mother, our sister, or our life partner prepares food for us. Will we ever suspect that they have poisoned our food? No. If we suspect, we cannot live in that house. We believe that they are prepared out of love. Maybe sometimes salt is more or less, maybe sometimes pungent. That is a different story. But surely they have not poisoned. Or when we go to a doctor, do we suspect that doctor will harm us by giving an injection or by prescribing wrong tablets? No. There may be side effects, then we immediately go to the doctor and doctor changes the medicine. When we travel by bus or by train or by aeroplane, do we ever doubt the driver or the captain of the aeroplane? No. If we do, we will never travel in those vehicles. When we go to a shop, we order many things. Will the shopkeeper ask us, do you have enough money to buy all these things? He will not ask, because he has a faith in us that we have the enough cash to pay. So he will be happy when we order more things. He will doubt us only if we have cheated him in the past. So faith is a basic component of everybody's life, irrespective of religion, region, culture, and so on. In today's first reading, we heard the words of prophet Habakkuk. Habakkuk lived at a time where there was rich people crushing down the poor people, corruption had increased, immorality had increased. And in such a situation, he is questioning the Lord. How long can I cry to you and you will not hear my voice? How long do you want me to see all this which is happening around me? And the Lord says, wait, have patience. A time will come, justice will be delivered. The righteous man lives by faith, God says. So what Habakkuk experienced, we too experience in our life. Things happen, a death in a family, sickness, a job is lost, financial crisis, so many things. And we at times doubt, is there a God? If there is a God, why these things happening to me and around me, all this corruption and so many evil things, why they are happening? We question, rightly so. And the answer is found in today's first reading. Have patience. Everything has its own time. Justice will not escape for anybody. Good people and evil people. In the second reading, St. Paul tells Timothy, I laid my hands upon you and you received the spirit not of fear but of power, of self-control. So live a righteous life. Don't be ashamed to give witness to Jesus. Our faith is tested not when things are going on smooth in our life, but when there is disaster comes, our faith is tested. Let us say tomorrow in Goa, religious persecution starts. Christian houses are targeted. They are burnt. And they come to our house, to my house, and they ask you, are you a Christian? what will be my answer? If I say yes, they will burn my house. They may kill me also. If I say no, I will betray Jesus. Throughout the history of Christianity, countless people have given their life for Jesus. In today's gospel reading, we heard the apostles come to Jesus and say, Lord, increase our faith. Because they realize they don't have sufficient faith. And Jesus says, if you have faith as little as that of a mustard seed, and if you tell that sycamore tree, we have not seen a sycamore tree, at least I have not seen. Let us say a tamarind tree, which is very common here in Goa, which is a strong tree. If you tell that tamarind tree, uproot yourself, go and plant in the sea, that will happen, Jesus says. What Jesus is trying to say, will the tree will go? No, that is the saying. Therefore, Bible needs not to be read. Bible to be read, to be prayed, reflected, but moreover we have to study. What Jesus is trying to say, if you have a little faith, things happen in your life. I have read, I don't know how many testimonies, they all touched me. Today, I place before you one powerful testimony, not of a Christian person, a Muslim girl, 19 years old, Gulshan Fatima. Gulshan Fatima was born in 1952 in the Sindh province of Pakistan in a super rich Shia Orthodox family. But when she was born, she was crippled. One hand was very weak. She could not lift that hand. One leg, very weak. She could not walk. And when she was born, her mother died. But before the death, the mother called Gulshan's father and said, promise me that you will take care of my daughter Fatima and you will not remarry. He promised, and he kept the promise. There was nothing less for Gulshan at home. She had 3 maids. As she grew up, she was put on the wheelchair. She could not leave the home. Totally helpless. She 5 times a day, faithfully, she did the namaz. She prayed to Allah. Her father took her to all the doctors in Pakistan. Nothing happened. Finally, father took her to England. And father said, Gulshan, I have found the best doctor, Dr. David. He will cure you. They go to England. The doctor comes, examines her, and tells Gulshan's father, nothing could be done to your daughter, only prayer. And he left. Gulshan was shattered. Then her father said, don't worry, Gulshan. He said to pray. We will go to Mecca. Allah will cure you. They go to Mecca. Nothing happened. Gulshan, don't worry. Have faith. We will go to Medina. They go to Medina. Did everything as per the Islamic prescription. Nothing happened. They went to other holy places of Islam. Nothing happened. Gulshan totally was shattered now. Came back home. Father died. And whole Gulshan's world collapsed. Gulshan cried out, I want to die. But nobody helped her to bring a rope or a knife because she was helpless. And one day she cried out, I want to die now. Then she heard a voice, you will not die. I am Jesus, who gave sight to the blind, cured the lepers, cured the deaf and dumb and the lame. Read your Quran, and in that Quran there is Surah Maryam, one chapter. Read that and you will know who am I. Though she was reading Quran in Arabic, she didn't understand that much. Something she understood. So she quietly, with the help of her maid, managed to get a translation of Quran in Urdu. Actually, Muslims don't accept any translation. You have to read Quran in Arabic, classical Arabic. So she started to read that Surah Maryam. And then she came to know many things about Jesus. And she prayed. Nothing happened. Instead of I saying, let me read in her own words from her book, The Torn Veil, which has become a classic among the testimonies. I quote, I had awakened at 3 a.m. as usual, and I was sitting up in my bed reading verses I knew by heart. Even as I took in the words, my heart was saying its litany. O Jesus, Son of Maryam, heal me. Look, you are alive in heaven, and it says in the Holy Quran about you that you have healed people. You can heal me, and yet I am still a cripple. I said his name again and pleaded my case in despair. Still, there was no answer. Then I cried out in a fever of pain, if you are able to heal me, otherwise tell me. I could go no further along this road. What happened next is something that I find hard to put into words. I know that the whole room filled with light. At first I thought it was from my reading lamp beside the bed. Then I saw that its light looked dim. Perhaps it was the dawn, but it was too early for that. The light was growing in brightness until it surpassed the day. I covered myself with my shawl. I was so frightened. I came out from my shawl to look, but the doors and windows were fast shut, with curtains and shutters drawn. I then became aware of figures in long robes standing in the midst of the light, some feet from my bed. There were 12 figures in a row, and the figure in the middle, the 13th, was larger and brighter than the others. I started to weep. Oh Jesus, I am crippled. I can't get up. Suddenly a voice said, get up. When I hesitated, he said it a second time. Then, as I still doubted, he said for the third time, stand up. And I, Gulshan Fatima, who had been crippled on my bed for 19 years, 19 years, felt new strength flowing into my wasted limbs. I put my foot on the ground and stood up. Then I ran a few paces and fell at the feet of the vision. Jesus put his hand on the top of my head, and I saw a hole in his hand from which a ray of light struck down upon my garments, so that the green dress looked white. He said, I am Jesus. I am Emmanuel. I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am alive. I am soon coming. See, from today, you are my witness. What you have seen now with your eyes, you must take to my people. My people are your people, and you must remain faithful to take that to my people. If you read this book, your faith definitely will increase. How much she suffered later on when her family came to know that she has become a Christian, of course, a Methodist Christian. Her elder brother called her home and said, Fatima, we love you. You are our youngest sister. Come back to Islam, and we will do no harm to you. Otherwise, we have to kill you. And he gives the gun, double-barrel gun, loaded, to his brother. And he says, shoot her. He takes the gun, puts on her head, and says, Fatima, you are my dearest sister. Give up that faith which you have embraced. Come back to Islam. Then she says, Jesus has said, I am the life and resurrection. Those who believe in me, even if they die, they will live. You can shoot me. The gun fell down. The gun fell down. She walked out of the room and never returned back to her ancestral home. You can read all this. And later on, what difficulty she had to get a visa, a passport. Finally, she landed up in England, where she lived there and preached the good news, and she died in the year 2022 and buried there. Gulshan, who never knew Jesus, who practiced Islam faithfully, prayed to Allah, was cured finally by Jesus. Her faith increased. At least after hearing this testimony of Gulshan, I am not telling you a legend or a fairy tale. It is the true story which happened in our own lifetime. If she can be a disciple of Jesus, we were born in a Catholic family. How much our faith should be? Do we have that much of faith? If we don't have faith in Jesus, let us ask for only one thing. Lord, I am a sinner. Increase my faith in you, that I too may become your disciple in total faith.